Actually, Wilkie,
Hamish.
deep dish pizza sounds bad. Bolognese pie sounds good. I would eat a bolognese pie before I'd eat. A deep dish pizza sounds weird. You go, what's deep dish? What's pizza?
Wait, what do you mean, what's deep dish? Hang on. Okay, deep dish pizza is like the foundation upon which Pizza Hut is made. Deep dish pizza's not that weird, right? Chicago-style deep dish pizza, maybe, but deep dish pizza is like normal. You can get deep dish pizza at Pizza Express, the most middle class of eating establishments.
But, deep just sounds scary, Because when you think of deep, you think of something like the ocean. And I don't know about you, Wilkie, but I do have a fear of something from the deep, dark depths below, from the deep, coming up and pulling me down. Maybe there's a shark. Maybe there's a jellyfish. Maybe there's one of those weird things with a lantern in front of it.
Maybe there's a shark in your pizza?
Yeah, pizza shark.
Oh, Hamish, no, play the theme tune. I hate this.
Da, 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 da. Bah. Okay, that's our theme song.
Our theme tune is not the Mario Party.
Yeah. I'm not dying. Get out of here.
Let's get into this. Welcome back, everybody, to... Okay.
So, Hamish, my mum was giving me some feedback on the show, and she said that you always say welcome back, and it feels like because the theme tune is so long, it feels like we've taken like an entire break from the show, and you say welcome back. I tried to explain to her that the idea is like you're coming back every week to listen to the show, but she didn't believe me.
Yeah, but I just... For some reason recently, I have forgotten what our intro is. It's welcome back, everybody, to another episode of a show we like to hear at the weekends. What do you call it?
Wednesday. And then I chime in, or Thursday.
Or Friday, whenever this show comes out. But the joke is it comes out on Wednesday, what day Wednesday happens to be. That's it. Okay.
Wednesday's a social construct.
Wednesday is a social construct, Wilkie. That's what I've been trying to teach people with Boy Review. Days don't matter. If your job says you've got to work Monday to Friday, just show it when you want. Monday to Friday could be just one day of the week for you if you want it to be.
Boss man be damned. Let's unionize.
Yeah. What is Mondays? What, Garfield hates Mondays? Well, what does Garfield really hate? Garfield hates, as you said, John leaving for work. So John shouldn't leave for work because then Garfield would be happy. And then we wouldn't have to be put up with that lasagna eating cat anymore.
That damn cat.
Right? Okay.
Tired of him.
Let's do this. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of a show we like to do here at the weekends, or as you call it, Wednesday. It's, of course, Boy Review, hosted by me, Hamish.
And me, Wilkie.
How you doing, Wilkie?
I feel like the fans haven't heard my real voice in a while. I'm doing well, Hamish. It's been a
Wilkie always does an impression.
It's been a standard day. We talked about this last week. Not much very interesting happens these days. Slow news days, but I've been good.
Wilkie, I had a fun day, actually. I didn't talk about this in the pre-show. I got to write about... I know you always take the mick out of me whenever I have to do this for my job, but legitimately, it's one of my favourite days when I get to write several articles about Fortnite skins, because it's so much fun, particularly when this season 5 of Chapter 2 and Season 4 of Chapter 2, all the skins... Most of the skins that have been released, like the big hyped up ones that people are interested in, have been related to the story. So last time it was trying to work out which Marvel skin's going to be coming out based on leaks, and that was really fun because I got to use all my Marvel knowledge. This season it's trying to work out which... It could be a character from anywhere, because this season it's all about hunters trying to keep people inside the Fortnite world. So Fortnite's like this alternate reality, and they're bringing in hunters to keep people in the reality. And we've had everyone from like Kratos and Master Chief from video games to Predator and the T-800 from Terminator are now in the world as well.
I saw the Terminator. Yeah, I saw him get pulled out of the lava there.
You'll also get Sarah Connor, and you can get Daryl and Michonne from The Walking Dead. I think that's everybody.
Yeah, they're all getting like rescued from their own timelines and brought into the Fortnite universe.
And it's really cool getting to sort of piece together these things. And also then it's fun to see that some of my ideas from when I wrote this several months ago now are now kind of coming true. So this one hasn't been confirmed yet, but I'm feeling more and more confident on it by the day, is that one of the items was called candy on the list, but it was specifically red and blue jelly beans, which is obviously a reference to The Matrix.
The Matrix?
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to get fucking Elrond. What's his name? Agent Smith?
See, a lot of people say Neo's going to be the character, but that makes no sense because Neo's about breaking people out of an alternate reality. I think Agent Smith's going to come in and be the villain that's going to join Agent Jones and work with keeping people in Fortnite.
That'd be so cool.
And then Neo's going to come in and join this like alternate group that's starting to form up that want to break people out of Fortnite.
I like that a lot. I have a fun fact about the pills from The Matrix. Which one is it that does what? The red pill breaks you out of the Matrix, right? And the blue pill, one of them is like you leave and you forget, and one of them is you stay and you understand.
Yeah, I think the red pill is you understand because bad people on the internet, the alt-right, have taken it to mean that you know what's going on in the world. I think QAnon people would say that they are.
Yeah, they say that they're taking the red pill. That's what's funny though, because the two directors of The Matrix are both trans, and those pills correspond to, at least from when the film was made, red pill corresponded to what estrogen pills looked like, and the blue pill was what antidepressants looked like. And so it was like you can either face like the truth and like go through a bit of hardship to get there, or you can like forget things and like not face it and sort of push it away. And it's really funny when you see people like using it as an analogy and but like also like in general sort of the QAnon like right-wing crowd are fairly transphobic, and it's like, you don't understand.
Yeah, because I think Izzy's talked about this loads, about how The Matrix is meant to be a massive allegory for being trans. I think there were some things that got cut from the original concept for the show. So I think the reason Neo was chosen as a name is because it's pretty not transgender. It's pretty, what's the word that means like non-gender?
Like unisex.
Unisex, but what's the word? Yeah, I don't.
There's a better word. Yeah,
I don't think unisex.
I've been on a lot of like name generator websites, and like baby names always say unisex, but obviously sex and gender aren't the same thing. I'm just trying to think there's a word, but anyway, Neo was chosen because I think Neo was meant to be one, going on the binary of male and female, was meant to be male in the Matrix and female out of the Matrix, or one of those two. Neo was meant to be different, in a different person in and out of the Matrix. I think I heard that as well, but I heard it was about, I heard that was there's a character in the Matrix called Switch who was gonna
I think there is a character that is Switch is different.
I think Switch was gonna do that, or everyone was gonna do that, but I've also heard that. Hambo, if you've got a red pill and a blue pill, does it sound like there's a pill missing there? Is there like a third pill that you might expect to find in that group?
See, my mind would instantly say I'd expect to see a green pill. Yeah,
you see, we've all been on our like computers a lot during lockdown, getting that Zoom fatigue from lectures, and I thought it was time, because it is an even numbered week, so I get to go first this week. I think it's time that we pay homage to the devices that are giving us the ability to see people. I can see you here, Hamish, on my screen. There you are. So for the next 3 weeks, I've banked myself in a good series of topics. We are going to be talking about the colours red, green, and blue. So today, my topic is the colour red.
Cool. I've turned my computer. So my computer has a fun little device where I can change its colour. I've made it red.
Oh, have you got like LEDs around it? That's sick. Now, Hamish, some people think that red is one of the first colours that humans ever learned how to use in like prehistoric art. They would use ochre, this like clay earthy pigment that would give you like sort of a browny reddish color. You see those handprints on walls. They'd fill their mouth with this like maroon red pigment, and then like spray it all over the back of their hand, which would leave a handprint on the wall, and the wall would be unpainted where their hand was. I've got a challenge for you, Hamish. If you think it would be fun, I'm not super confident here. I've got up here the Wikipedia page for every official shade of red, and it's very interesting, but I don't think you're going to get many of them because they're all a bit obscure.
Crimson,
yes,
there.
Crimson is a shade of red.
So I don't know whether they'd call it. Is blood red? Is blood a shade?
Blood red is a shade of red. Okay, you're doing quite well. There's 27 on this list, by the way. They might classify this as brown, but I'm going to guess maroon. If I knew the alphabet better, I could tell you. Maroon is on this list. 3 out of 27.
3. Okay. One.
Let's see if you can get to. Let's see if you can get to 7.
Okay.
Because some of them are just like technical names.
What's a good one? You mentioned ochre, so I'm going to say ochre. Ochre
no,
red.
Ochre's not on this list.
Ochre's a different kind of red. What is? Are they gonna say like pink? Does pink classify as a kind of red because it's light red?
Pink appears on a separate category of this Wikipedia page called tints. A different tint of red is pink, which includes coral pink and salmon pink, but not on the shades list here.
Okay. Rose. Can you get like rose red?
Rose red. Rose red is not on this list.
That's rubbish, Wilkie. This is a rubbish list.
It's a pretty rubbish list.
What have I said? Is there like a light or a dark red?
Dark red is on this list.
That?
Dark red.
Okay. I feel like this is going to be one of those things where I'm going to give up now. I think this is about it.
That's fair.
This is going to be one of those things where you will go through reds and you'll probably say something where I'd go, well, yeah, of course that's a kind of red.
Of course, yeah, it seems so obvious you don't even think about it, yeah. Sure. Number 1, we've got barn red. Like, you know, like a cartoon barn? That's apparently a specific type of red. A specific shade. Then we've got blood red.
Yeah, that's rubbish.
That's
blood
rubbish.
red. Okay. Great.
Now there are official like hex codes for each of these colors. And there's underneath the barn you can see like what barn red is, and then also like there's a picture of a barn in Rochester, Michigan. So shout out to Rochester, Michigan. Under blood red, there is just a picture of a blood stain, which is concerning. There's just blood splattered on what would appear to be a floor. So there's just a picture of a crime scene.
Yeah, because I now have this page up, and I can see that on the Wikipedia page there is just blood.
A blood stain. It's labelled as a blood stain. Thank you. You've got cardinal red.
It's spread out, Wilkie. It's not just like a little bit of blood. It's someone has dropped a bag of blood on the floor and it's gone out. This is a lot of blood.
A blood stain of the endangered wild civet. What the fuck?
Why do they have that picture of that? Why is that the picture they'd go for? Why wouldn't they go for a nice one of those fake, inside a thing where you'd see blood vessels, blood cells?
I've lost the page, Hambo. I've lost it. I've lost the plot. Shades of red. Come on. 50 Shades of Red.
We lost the plot about 5 weeks ago.
There's 20. Cardinal red. The color like cardinals in like the church, but also birds. Carmine is a type of red. Very saturated. I don't know. Chili red, like chilies. Stupid.
Not chili. Oh.
And then
Chocolate Cosmos. Okay,
Chocolate Cosmos, the best. I think that's probably the best one so far.
A Chocolate Cosmos flower. That looks really cool.
That's sick.
How do I get Chocolate Cosmos? Chocolate Cosmos. I've put it in caps locks by accident, but I think that's appropriate.
Because you're so excited about it, yeah. I feel like you need some like reverb. Hold on.
Okay, so that's pretty cool. The next one I'm actually a little bit upset about. Cinnabar, because that's from Pokemon. There is no Cinnabar was come up with by Pokemon. I don't care if you say it wasn't. There was Cinnabar Islands, which is where the 7th gym leader was in the Kanto region. He did fire types.
Well, yeah, of course he did fire types. He's red.
You had to go and fight it. You had to go and fight him in a volcano in the TV show.
That's a bit extra. I think he's trying too hard.
Yeah, in the wider canon, he was one of the scientists that created Mewtwo.
Whoa.
That's the iceberg for you. You've got Cornell, you've got Crimson. They've got a picture of a bird, a Crimson Roselia, that's cool. Dark Red, I got that one, I think.
Yeah.
Fire Brick, that's not a thing.
Fire Brick sounds like a Pokemon move.
Not a thing.
Chimchar, use Fire Brick, and it would just huck just a straight up house brick at someone. Box them on the head, and
that's not a Pokemon move. That's just a street fighting move. You could just pick up a brick.
That's like your trainer special ability. That's like the Pokemon trainer that brings a gun to their Pokemon fights and just shoots their opponent's Pokemon. Like, yeah, it's unconscious. Give me your money.
I mean,
points the gun at them.
Technically, I did win because that's the thing. Okay, in Pokemon, when you get the person's money, it's because all the things that they had to be able to defend themselves from your like thing that's burns hotter than the sun or whatever it is, because some Pokemon are insane, is like all those things are now out of the way, and so you can now just extort them. It's like, yes, give me your lunch money, nerd.
Yeah, like give me your lunch money, or my like giant gorilla companion will straight up kill you.
Or my creature that can control time and my other creature that controls space will have their way with you.
Oh dear.
Yes, I am a 10-year-old child that has caught God inside a Pokeball. What are you going to do about it?
And then you've got Fire Engine Red.
That's nice. That's a nice red.
That's nice.
You got Garnet. Okay. That's what I should have thought about, because that's a gemstone.
From Steven the Universe.
Imperial Red. I thought Imperial was... Oh, I guess that is true, because in Star Wars, the Empire did use red lightsabers, so I guess that makes sense.
The Sith used red lightsabers. They just happened to create the Empire.
Yeah, but they were, because it did come a long time ago, so it would then become Imperial Red. I'm trying to do a bit, Wilkie. Leave me be.
No, I'm actually your bit.
I'm trying to make a joke because Star Wars came first. Indian Red, nice. Lust, okay, that makes some kind of sense.
It's just called Lust. Madder Maroon.
Madder, is that when you get angry and then you get a little bit more angry and your face turns a different kind of red?
Yeah, so when a cartoon character gets angry, the angry emoji is all red, but then you get a little bit madder and you just get a little bit darker red.
OU Crimson, okay, great. Now we've got Pen Red. Okay, we've got universities just like, well, we want to be cool. We've got our own reds. We are red. You got Redwood. Great, okay.
Redwood trees are sick, actually.
I mean, wood's meant to be brown. Ruby, great. Rusty Red. I said Scarlet.
Yeah, you said Scarlet.
Spanish Red. Or Rojo.
Rojo.
Just like, it's red.
It's red.
Turkey have their own red as well. Why do these countries have to have their own red? Why can't you just... Red is red.
Okay, Mr. Incredible.
Red. Vermilion.
Vermilion.
Oh, there's a Vermilion city in Pokemon as well.
Yeah,
that's the yellow guy though.
Wait, what?
He does electric type Pokemon.
Well, then why is it Vermilion? Who knows?
I don't know.
Hambo, that's enough shades of red. I'd like to do one more thing, but before we give Red its review, this is something I think talk about the shades and talk about this other thing. I think we should talk about the symbolism of red, right?
Yeah. Okay.
I want you to close the Wikipedia page, right? Because I don't want you looking at these. I think.
Okay, I've just got up the our audio at the moment, so I can only see you.
Brilliant.
And the lovely waveforms that I'm currently producing.
There are 5 things that the color red can symbolize, and I want to see how many you can guess.
Okay, well, I think we've done a couple, so I'm going to say that red can symbolize anger. I think red, or maybe war as well, because
that's an option. So there's one of these listed symbolisms is just hatred, anger, aggression, passion, heat, and war, like all as one.
Okay.
One type of thing.
Now, ironically as well, red I think can mean like lust and love, because I think I feel like red is a color that's associated with those things. If you think of something kind of sexy, it's red, isn't it?
Yeah, like
it's meant to be
lipstick,
if someone's got
or like a red outfit,
a dress, or underwear for some
you're
people
right.
as well.
Seduction, sexuality, and sin is also one of these connotations. Ooh. Bringing out the GCSE
I don't
English.
like sin. I don't like the sin, and seduction. If you want to seduce someone, that's not bad. You do you. Don't be judgy. Okay. Red. I feel like red feels a little bit. Here's one. I don't know whether this would count as war, but you've got poppies, which are red. So would that sort of like Remembrance Day, maybe? Is that on there as symbolism?
I think I'll give you that, and also I'll give you a hint. Courage and sacrifice is one of them.
Okay.
And also think about, like, obviously we use a poppy, for remembrance. Why might a poppy be red? Like, what's the poppy's actual reason for being red?
Flower. I think it was actually that. I think isn't the way it was meant to. The idea was meant to be the blood. Is blood a symbolism with red? I don't know whether that counts as symbolism or just it's
on a biological level. Why might a flower be red?
Warning: go away, stay away from here. This
warning and danger
is not a place of honor.
This is not a place of honor. No great deed is commemorated here. You've got one more. What's an alternate reason that a flower would be red? Think about what a flower needs to get to survive.
Oh, you need bees. You need honey.
Okay, so
honey. That's some more seduction, though, isn't it? That sexy flower.
A color that attracts attention.
That's the same as seduction.
I don't think flowers are seducing bees. I don't think that's quite how it works. I think it's just it shows up brightly in their vision. And that's why stop signs are red as well.
I think red is on a secrecy because you put a wax seals and they're normally red. You put wax seals on things and you go, you can't read this. And if you have read it, I'll know because you've taken off the wax seal.
I'm looking up on the Wikipedia page to see if they mention that.
So Wilkie, my final question then is, what are your feelings of the color red? Is it a good color? Is it a bad color? Where does it sit on the color? Where does the color red sit?
The color red used to be my favorite color. I loved it because it was like bright and it was like exciting because it's not just like anger, it's like energy. So yeah, red used to be my favorite color until I started liking green better. I like red. I like the color red, and I can't think of any reason to not give it a good, right? I think that's fair.
Okay.
Color red is good.
Right. Okay, great. That is one more thing off the list. Now, Wilkie.
Hamish.
You might have noticed I've been a little bit het up today. I've been a little bit maybe emotional's the word. I've been struggling today. I've had a headache and it's been rough at times.
I'm sorry.
And so it's just annoyed me all day. And so I was going to do a topic that I thought would be a bit nicer. I planned it a week ago. We're actually now doing it as our group topic. But I wanted to get something off my chest. I want to release some of this internal strife within me. And I'm seeing red. And I want to talk about something that I'm going to preface will be a bad because it's one of my least favorite things on the planet.
Could this be our first bad?
Oh, we've given bad so far have been going home from the beach, ambiguous words, moths, Wilkie's bad boiler, and murderers and thieves. Those have all been bad.
Yeah, we had to, for legal reasons, we had to clarify, yes, murderers and thieves are bad.
Yes, but Burger King is also bad. Because Wilkie, I don't know about the thieves, I don't know about the murderer part, but, allegedly, what is in the beef pat? We don't know if it's beef patties.
Could be anything.
I'm saying. Allegedly. That's all I'm saying. But I am going to say Burger King, thieves.
What have they taken from you, Hamish?
At its core, it's my dignity, Wilkie.
Oh, no.
And I can't get it back because of Burger King. But Burger King, my hatred for Burger King, my war against Burger King, first, it's a very one-sided war. They don't know I'm at war with them.
Oh, they will. They will after this episode, Hamish. I swear to you.
But the reason I hate Burger King is it's several years of conflict.
Again, conflict that they do not know is happening.
Yes, conflict they do not. Let me take you back a few years when I'm 12, Wilkie. So a decade ago. This is how far back we're going. Have you ever driven to France and taken the Eurostar sort of train tunnel? So you drive onto the train and it takes you over to...
Yes, I have on one occasion each been on the car train and the person train. I guess 2 occasions because I came back from France both times.
Yes. So when you are going to France, that's fine. I don't know if there's a Burger King there, but I know there's a Burger King when you're coming back from France. And when you're doing that and you're shopping at the Burger King that's at the terminal, you're waiting for your train to be called and you can get onto it because, if you're a normal person, you'll get there a bit early. Yeah. Probably about an hour if you can. Just because sometimes they put you on an early one. But there'll be a Burger King there and they will accept euros or pounds. Now, normally the pound is worth more than the euro. So it will be cheaper in pounds. Once when I was 12 and once again when I was 14, I gave them a second chance 2 years later. And both times I could swear I paid in pounds, but I was asked to pay the euro price or something. In my head, the maths was wrong and I felt like I was being overcharged. And I was annoyed. And because I was so young, I couldn't query it. I didn't feel like I was in a position to say, actually, I think I'm only meant to pay a little bit less. The person just said it's this price, and I had to pay it. And I felt ashamed of it, Wilkie.
What the fuck? No way is that allowed. Right, I'm on your side all the way, Hamish. This is heinous.
And I'm not trying to suggest that Burger King is always trying to take your money at all. This is probably just a couple of bad actors at this one specific restaurant. Though there are other reasons why I've come to hate Burger King as a whole. Transgression 3. There is a list here, Wilkie. I don't know how long the list is. It depends how many I can remember. Transgression 3. After these occasions, sometimes, it becomes like, if I don't want to eat at Burger King if I don't have to.
Yeah, you're going to try and avoid it.
When I'm 14, a little bit after this trip, we have to go, you go and visit relatives, and my relatives are spread across the country. My parents have moved around a lot. My grandparents have moved around quite a bit. And it can be a long journey to go and visit my grandparents that live up in the north in Newcastle. And you stop along the way. You think you've gone on a big journey. It's easy just to go and stop at a service station and grab a meal on the way back. So we stopped off at a Burger King. Transgression 3 was that evening, and for the next day I was sick to my stomach.
Oh no. They try to take you out, Hamish. We talked about Hitman last week. That's one of the more creative ways to get rid of your target. They say this child has discovered our deception. Kill him.
And I can't say that it definitely was the Burger King, but it was the last thing that I'd eaten, so it was the thing that was most on my mind, and so I've come to blame that Burger King. Even though, obviously, I can't prove it or would know for certain. Okay, Transgression 4. Another time, when I was older, I think I was about 16 or 17. It was, again, I believe it was another trip. I can't remember exactly for what reason. I think I was just with my dad, though. I don't remember my mum being there, but it might have been she was waiting in the car. We were going to get another Burger King. Again, it was a needs must. There was no other option. I think it was another service station. All of the other shops were closed for some reason, even though you'd feel like they'd be open more. It's a service station. They'd be open for longer. Burger King was the only option. I ordered a cheeseburger. I like cheeseburgers. Instead, I got served some kind of weird thing that was not the burger I had ordered, and I was confident of that. So I went up to the people and said, "Hey, this isn't my order." And they said, "Oh, that's fair. Oh, we must have switched them." They went to go and get the other person's burger, which had a bite out of it, by the way.
What?
And they asked if I wanted that burger.
What?
They asked if I wanted the guy's one. It was one single bite, but they did ask, "Do you want this burger?" And I didn't have to say no.
No, I want one without a bite taken out of it. What the fuck?
I don't remember what they did, but I think I was annoyed enough just to say, "I will just have this burger." It wasn't the end of the world, but it was. And then Transgression 5 is Burger King overpriced. It's expensive for what you get. Burger King is just it's bad through and through. There is nothing good about Burger King. I don't care if you say that their burgers taste nice, so you're wrong. You've been indoctrinated by the king.
Yeah.
He's not the king. He's barely even a prince, Wilkie.
He's a fraud.
He's a pretender to the crown.
I hate him. All my homies hate the Burger King.
It's just so expensive, like a Whopper, all these things. It just costs so much for
Hamish, you've got me all riled up.
It's just like, Izzy and I went to McDonald's the other day, and I was able to get a really cheap meal. And I was just saying that the whole meal is cheaper than most of the burgers at Burger King. And it's just true, because they're just insane what you'd get at Burger King. And they tried to trick you with like their Whopper Junior. And they're like, there's $2.99 for a meal. It's like, well, it's nothing. They give you like that thin, it's like a piece of salami meat burger, Wilkie.
Gross.
I don't know if that's true, but I'm going to say it is.
Yeah.
That's how thin this Whopper Junior
Yeah,
is.
welcome to the internet.
I don't believe it's anything better.
We can lie if we want to.
I can say what I want. I found out recently, it was on the John Oliver thing, who said the quote that something along the lines of, insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result.
Isn't it the villain of one of the Far Cry games? Must have been someone else before them, but I think I first saw it as attributed to someone from Far Cry.
Well, that quote is often attributed to Albert Einstein, the famous physicist. He never said it. He never said the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. But often it is attached to a picture of him on the internet. And as far as people can tell, he never said it. It might have been something he might have incidentally said it, but he is not the person that quote is meant to be.
We should start attributing quotes to Einstein. I think I might make an Instagram post that's like a picture of Einstein and it just says, listen to Boy Review, Albert Einstein.
I want to make a hear me out, because Einstein's got some pictures of him looking really excited. I want to attribute PogChamp to Einstein and just have him be the new emote for that.
Revisionist history. Hatsune Miku made Minecraft and Einstein was the first person to say PogChamp.
I mean, can you say he wasn't?
I cannot definitively say that he wasn't the first person to say PogChamp.
See, if I invented a time machine, Wilkie, I would want to go back in time and make people say weird things. Like I would want, because another internet quote that's very famous that is attributed falsely to a person is Abraham Lincoln. And the Abraham Lincoln quote is, you can't believe everything you read on the internet. And I'd like to go back in time and have Abraham Lincoln say that phrase.
Actually say.
And then it's true.
Yeah, damn.
I would misuse time travel. I'd go back in time and murder the Burger King. I'd make sure it never happened.
You just wipe Burger King off the face of the earth.
Yeah. And then I find something else to be angry about. I put my efforts into hating Kentucky Fried Chicken. But yeah, that's my bad review of Burger King. I don't like them. The Burger King, if you are somehow listening to this, if you want to offer us a big sponsorship deal, I will sell out.
I'm sure Hamish is more than willing to change his mind.
Yeah, I'm more than willing to change my mind. I'll make it a good for a little bit of money under the table. I'm not saying we'll sell our reviews, but we absolutely will. Okay, that's all I have to say.
Wonderful.
Wilkie, what's our final topic?
Our final topic, Hamish, probably should have come at the start of the episode, to be honest. Because these are important. Our final topic is icebreakers, and Wikipedia defines an icebreaker as a special purpose ship or boat designed to move and navigate through ice-covered waters and provide safe waterways for other boats and ships. Although the term usually refers to ice-breaking ships, it may also refer to smaller vessels, such as the ice-breaking boats that were once used on the canals of the United Kingdom. So my favorite icebreaker, Hamish, is a nuclear icebreaker owned by the Russians. It's called the Yamal, and it's big and red. And as we've already established, I do like the color red. And this is, of course, a joke. Although, talking about the icebreaker ships might not be a bad icebreaker to start a conversation with someone.
You don't know. You might start that conversation with someone, and they might say, well, my favorite icebreaker is this hammer. I just like to whack on it. And then go...
And then they hit me in the leg and break my knee. And I'm like, okay, well, now you have my attention.
Yes, and now you must legally change your name to Ice.
Yeah.
Because your knee has been broken and...
Therefore, I am the ice, yeah. So I need to close the page for icebreaker ships or I will get confused. What other icebreakers are there?
Yes, it happened.
There are 4 different films called Icebreaker, 4 different video games, 5 books, 3 songs, 3 sports.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
And a partridge in a pear tree, yeah.
So I normally, on a Wilkie start week, or whoever starts it on Boy Review, normally they get to come up with the idea. But this was, I think I mentioned previously, this was an idea that I had. And I don't know why it came to me, but just I was sort of sat here one day and I was thinking, one benefit of lockdown currently is I'm not meeting new people. I'm not seeing people. And whilst I might say that I want to see people, I also don't enjoy meeting new people sometimes. It's nice to just get into a routine with the people that I know. It's good. I like that I have my friends and they're my buddies and I can put time into the relationships I already have. And actually there are other things though, you have icebreakers when you've got to go, when I started my master's course, it was a much smaller course and we had to meet everybody. And when we did improv, particularly when we were the exec, we'd have to make sure we introduced ourselves and do all of that. And there are some really good icebreakers. And if you're someone that has good icebreakers, please suggest them to me. Because I feel like as well, when you are prescribed icebreakers as well, that's when it is most awkward.
Yeah.
Getting to talk to someone yourself, I guess, isn't too bad.
The worst introduction thing is like everyone go around the circle, tell us your name. Like for example, like for improv, it might be like tell us like what degree you're studying, like and tell us a fun fact about yourself.
This is where I'm going, Wilkie, because this is the bane of my existence. Because what classifies as a fun fact?
And also, what's a fun fact? Because you need a fun fact that will endear you to the room. Because if my fun fact is like, oh, and I play Dungeons and Dragons, what that has done is there are like 2 or 3 people in the room who will make a beeline to talk to me because they want to talk to me about D&D. No one else is going to talk to me. So what I've done is I've created a clique. Okay, like what I've actually done there is closed myself off from the majority of the room because, like, oh, I don't need to talk to Wilkie because we don't share any interests.
And now you've become the D&D guy.
I've then become the D&D guy again in yet another social circle. I am the D&D guy.
And you are a 3D person, Wilkie. There is an X, Y, and a Z to your
actions.
But yeah, it's one of these things. It's like, what am I meant to say? Because also, I feel like if you ask me, are you a boring person? I'd probably turn around and say, no, I think I'm interesting. But the moment you ask me to come up with a fun fact, I feel like maybe I am a boring person because I've never broken a bone. So I've not got some cool breaking a bone story. I feel like that's a good one. When someone says, oh, I once broke my collarbone trying to climb up a flight of stairs in a pair of flip-flops.
That's a rookie error. You shouldn't do that, yeah.
I realised what I said flip-flops. I meant to say like flippers, like swimming flippers.
Flip-flops are still good.
Maybe you've got some kind of big achievement. If you were, oh, I'm the guy that made the world's biggest pizza, then, that's fun. You'll have the guy that will always come along and say, oh, I was voted Time's sexiest man alive in 2012 or whenever it was, when they said every man's the sexiest man alive.
Yeah.
Or person of the year. It was one of those.
Yeah, things. It was 2006, I think, person of the year was you. And then, like, the cover of the magazine was like a mirror. I think what everyone has to do, we should coordinate this, right? Maybe coordinate it by country if it's too difficult to coordinate it globally. I think everyone should have a world record.
Yeah.
So, like, I think I should, like, it doesn't have to be important. We can, like, focus on different things. So maybe, like, people who enjoy playing video games can, like, we can section them off and, like, okay, you guys just go and sort out who's going to get various video game-based world records. So, like, for every level on Mario Kart, you have someone who like focuses on getting the world record on that track, right? And then, for me as D&D, as a D&D player, maybe I would like DM the longest D&D game, or maybe I would like own the most dice. And so everyone in the D&D community pools together to like give me all their D20s. So I have the world record for most number of D20s owned, but I give away all my other dice.
No one else can play D&D ever again.
Well, no, people can still play D&D. I can give them back. I can give them back because as long as no one amasses a single collection bigger than mine, I still hold the record, right? So then everyone...
No, but now, Wilkie, what you've created is the opportunity for a supervillain to come along and be like, hey, I'm going to break everyone else's world record.
Okay, but then they've made an enemy of everyone in the world, and that's not even a concern. But then everyone in the world can come to a meeting... And like it's like, and everyone say what your record is, and your record would be like something that really that could define you as a like. I know that playing D&D, I just said that saying you play D&D defines you as a person, but like we could all bond over being passionate about something. Like someone could be like, oh, I have the world record for like most layers of nail varnish, and I would want to talk to that person because I'd be like, damn, like that's super cool, and like I'd ask them for like cosmetics tips, and they're like, well, you play D&D, like maybe teach me how to play D&D and I'll paint your nails while we play D&D, and like that would be fun.
Wilkie, when do you get your record? Because when is a good age to sort of settle you into a niche? It's because if you've got a record in some, because imagine, let's say you decided that you wanted to be great at volleyball and you had the world record for the most number of like spike shots in a minute, so you were the best at just like someone would serve you up a shot and you would spike it. And then later in life, maybe you had a tragic volleyball related accident and you hated volleyball. Maybe you did a spike shot straight through your dad's face.
No!
What would you...
A volleyball killed my wife.
Like, when would you get to sort of... Would you be able to change your record, A, and B, when would you make that decision? Obviously, like potentially spiking a volleyball through your dad's face would be a bit of an extreme one, but maybe you just fall out of love with volleyball.
No, Hamish,
when you're like 16.
I've had a number in my head since you first asked me that question, right? Since you said at what age should you get your record, I've had a number in my head, and that number is 27.
Okay, so at the moment we wouldn't. So Wilkie, though, the problem is this is going to be a solution that helps us.
Shit.
Right, and right now having a world record, if we're not 20, neither of us are 27. 27 is a long way away, right? So we would live through 27 years, and once you hit 27, you don't make any friends.
Damn, you're right. Okay, yeah.
What you've done is if you think you've made a new friend when you're 27, you actually haven't. You've just managed to reconnect with somebody that you've not seen in a long time.
God,
so
okay,
long that you've
right.
forgotten that you've previously met them.
Okay, but maybe this world record plan is flawed, but we're going to make it work. What if so what we're looking for here is not like icebreakers at like office team building events, but we're looking for like icebreakers for like university societies. So you want to have getting your world record. People do getting their world record instead of Duke of Edinburgh, right? Duke of Edinburgh, he's old, he's not relevant anymore, we don't need him. Instead, for a couple of hours every week, students at like A-level will work on getting a world record, and then they should have a world record. Like it's the school's responsibility to facilitate them getting a world record by the time, or the school / the government's responsibility to facilitate them getting a world record by the time they go to university. So you can go to your accommodation and you'll have a little badge that says my world record is I ate the most sort of like puffed cheese, like Wotsits, whatever's like cheese puffs in a minute. And they're like, damn, bro.
See, that's quite impressive because Wotsits, they'll all get sort of, coagulated together. That's going to be a challenge because you could probably think, I can get through a pack of Wotsits in a quick minute easily, and probably several packs.
How long is a quick minute? Because a regular minute is 60 seconds. How long is a quick minute?
A quick minute is 59.99 seconds.
Ooh. I mean,
just
honestly,
a little bit of time off as a quick minute.
that 0.001 of a second, that could get you the world record. That could be the difference.
Now, a minute minute is 57 seconds.
I mean, look, the point at which you're hitting 57 seconds, you're not, quibbling over nanoseconds there. That's 3 whole seconds. Easy world record.
I know. Minute minute is difficult to achieve, though. You have to first ascend, and the way you do that is you get up a step ladder.
Yeah.
But it's hard. It's a really unsteady step ladder. It's a step ladder
so
where
wobbly.
3 legs are one length, and the 4th leg is significantly smaller than the other 3.
It's a whole foot shorter.
Yeah.
You're not really climbing up the step ladder, you're climbing up the side of the step ladder. It's a whole thing.
Yeah. And it's not so much a step ladder as it is quite a small hill. And by small hill I mean tiny mountain.
What is a small hill but a tiny mountain? That's going to be my world record, climbing the world's smallest mountain.
I guess that would be a molehill.
People do always say I overreact to things.
But yeah, I think that would be a great idea to sort of fix world records. You have to get one when you're at school. There was a thing I want to say. I like the idea in the middle of the Duke of Edinburgh conversation. You went from talking about the sort of the activity to the person. And I like the idea of just when you complete your hike, you just get a bronze statue of the Duke of Edinburgh. You just get a little, maybe it's a diddy one, but you just have a bronze one, a silver one, and a gold one.
Have I told you about how I was cheated out of getting my DV? Because I was doing bronze, right, and then I messed up my leg during my bronze year, and so I couldn't go on the expedition because I couldn't walk. But they said, that's fair enough. Like, we don't really offer catch-up expeditions, so but we've seen you do an expedition before. We know you could have done it, so we're going to give you your bronze and move you on to silver for the next year. And I was like, okay, cool.
Okay.
So I go on to silver the next year, and I start doing, like, you have to do some like volunteer work, you have to do some skill work, and you have to do some sports work.
Yeah.
I'm getting signed off on playing cricket all year for my sport and stuff. And then we get a substitute teacher for, like, we had these like weekly sessions where we would fill in the forms to say what we did that week. And we got a substitute teacher for that session to, like, oversee us because the teacher who normally looked after us wasn't there. And they did a register and they didn't read out my name. And I was like, oh, so I think I should have been on that list. And they're like, what's your name? Wilkie. I don't see you anywhere on this list. And I'm like, okay, that's weird. And so I went home. I told my parents, it was weird. I wasn't on the list today. And so we got in contact with the school. Turns out they never approved me for bronze in the first place. And every time when I turned up to silver, they were adding my name to the register artificially to make sure I didn't notice.
That's insane. Were you down as Wilkie or Dickens Sparks? Because like Dickens and Sparks is far further up the list than Wilkie. Wilkie would be at the bottom, so you could just put them in. Or did you not notice? Because they'd read out people, they'd be like, they'd read out people's surnames, and then they would just get to Wilkie at the end.
I don't know.
It's odd that they've said my first name.
It was just
there.
like, because like we were like paying them to like put me through the D.of.E. course, and I was not on the D.of.E. course. They had just straight up lied to me.
That's worse.
And so
Burger King story.
And so I don't have any D.of.E. qualifications, even though I did all the work for bronze at the very least.
How is there an upper age to doing your Duke of Edinburgh?
I don't think so. Can't imagine there would be. I'd imagine there's a lower age just to make sure that people aren't forcing 8-year-olds to do 10-mile hikes.
Wilkie, we can do Duke of Edinburgh up to the age of 25. Shall we do Boy Review does Duke of Edinburgh? Shall we do a Duke of Edinburgh?
Yes.
Should we try and do? Should we get you your bronze? Should we get you your silver, and we'll both get our gold?
Yeah, we'll get gold. We'll go to
bronze. I'll have to get bronze and silver, I guess, as well.
Yeah. My school would go when people did their gold Duke of Edinburgh, they'd go and do their expedition in Morocco. I think they'd go and like walk through like a desert in Morocco. Yeah, I went to a really stupid rich school. Like it's not my fault. Okay, I swear I'm not that middle class.
Okay, I thought like my school did bronze and silver, but we didn't do gold. But there was a local centre that did gold. I thought it was posh that they not posh, but weird that instead of walking, because you can do any kind of expedition, it included they'd canoe down the River Severn because we were right next to it. So
that's so cool.
So rather than learning to walk, they'd learn to canoe or a kayak, one of the two, and they'd do that. I think they did it in pairs or on their own, and they just go down the River Severn for several days.
That's pretty cool. I wouldn't begrudge them kayaking.
Yeah, I know. It was you learn in a pool. I actually swam in this pool when I did life saving for a bit, and it's a weird pool. It doesn't feel like it's big enough to kayak around in, but obviously it was because there were kayaks all over the place.
Suspicious. Did you ever see anyone kayaking, or do you think there was like a secret tunnel that led them outside?
I actually did. We got to we were allowed to use them 1 week. I think.
Whoa.
We were because you can do. I think we did some like kayak training for life-saving stuff. That was fun.
That's pretty fun. I went kayaking on Ullswater once. Ullswater's a lake in the Lake District.
Oh, I was going to say that sounds like sort of some kind of spectral lake, sort of spectral water. Rather, it's like opposite to holy water. It's Ulls, what demons take a bath in, rather than getting scared of.
Yeah.
Well, this has gone weird.
Yeah, we've gone way off track.
Wilkie,
Icebreaking. Our advice is.
I don't like it.
No, it's actually not fun. We've tried to fix it, but as it stands, it's not very fun. Do you want to give it a bad good or a good bad? Is it mostly? I think it's mostly awkward. Honestly,
I think it's mostly awkward. It's mostly bad. I feel like it's good that you do have to introduce yourself to people, and we've made jokes. I do enjoy meeting new people. I'm sure you enjoy meeting new people, Wilkie, and breaking the ice with them means that you maybe get a new friend, and that's good. But the way you have to do it is bad.
I think we've got stuck in a pattern of thinking that we have to introduce ourselves to people a certain way, and that needs to be revamped. So I think a good bad. Like sometimes you get a friend out of it, but mostly it's just a bit awkward and a bit cringe.
Yeah. Well, Wilkie, that is 3 things reviews, and it's time for the end of the episode. Thank you so much for listening, everybody. If you liked the show, make sure to share it with your friends, and please make sure that you like it on YouTube, like it on whatever podcast platform you're on. If you're on one platform, watch it on another. Help us out. Check out our YouTube. We really appreciate it. If you are listening not on YouTube, or actually wherever you're listening, we also do put out a little pre-show, as I'm now going to name it. I've been calling it like a podcast promo, but it's not really a promo. It's like just the stuff we talk about before the show that often gets cut for time. And it's quite a big, good lump of stuff, so please give it a listen. If you want a little bit more of us, you can check us out over on Instagram at Boy Review. You can see little posts. Wilkie might do one about the color red this week, or what was the one you did mention you wanted to do? There was one you mentioned in the show. I can't remember. Whoever's listening, they'll remember. So yeah, maybe check that out. You can tweet at the show. Well, using hashtags, you can use hashtag Boy Review. Maybe this week, maybe do hashtag Boy Review, hashtag red. and tell us what your favorite color of red is. Give us your favorite red thing, and we will give it a go. There are no books, because that's a bad pun. I think that's everything. Until next week, when we do another episode, it's going to be a goodbye from me.
And a goodbye from me.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.